TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And I want to let you know that the State of the Saints podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. Over 2 million men worldwide have joined the movement for all their below-the-waist needs. Engineers for the last 18 months have perfected the greatest hair trimmer ever created, the Lawnmower 3.0. The third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology pioneered by Manscaped. You can choose the Lawnmower 3.0 as well as other items by going to manscaped.com, and you can also save 20% by using the promo code State of Saints. That's manscaped.com. Use the promo code State of Saints and save 20% on the Lawnmower 3.0 as well as other Manscaped items. That's manscaped.com. What's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And welcome to another edition of the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And on this edition, honestly, this has been an edition of the State of the Saints podcast. I think we all been anticipating this all season. We've been waiting for the announcement to come out. And now, Who Dat Nation, we know it's apparent that, wow, quarterback Drew Brees has announced his retirement. You know, Who Dat Nation, it's one thing for us to, keep saying, he need to retire, Drew gonna retire. But it's another thing for it to actually happen. I gotta say, man, I come behind this mic here this evening, and whether you're listening to the State of Saints podcast in the morning or you're catching a replay, but I mean, I'm kind of upset, man. I'm kind of sad. Like I must say, I must say, this is sad. Like, man, I mean, I didn't think I was going to be like emotional about this, but the thing about it is, man, Drew Brees is New Orleans. Like, this guy is New Orleans. And, when Drew Brees first came to the New Orleans Saints in 2006, a lot of us were trying to pick up the pieces of our lives. I can remember being a 19-year-old sophomore. I was going to Dillard University at the time, and then Katrina hit, and I ended up transferring to Jackson State University. And you had people whose families were displaced. They were all across the country. There were some people that didn't even know where their family members were. There were people that were so emotional because they realized that the life that they once knew was no more. And the one thing that all bonded us together, because some of us didn't come back to New Orleans after Katrina. Some of us relocated for good. And the one thing that bind us all together was the New Orleans Saints. In 2006, we seen this 6-foot-tall quarterback, probably no more than 200 pounds, walk into a press conference with one of the ugliest shirts I've ever seen in my entire life. But who would have thought that 6-foot-tall quarterback would have gone on in history to be the greatest New Orleans Saint that ever played for this team? This man took this organization on his back. This was an organization that was snake bitten. If you've been following the New Orleans Saints before 2006, wasn't much to cheer about for this team. Yeah, you had a couple years where the Saints actually made the playoffs. Yeah, you seen a couple years where the Saints actually had some prosperity. But you know it was inevitable that they probably would go back to obscurity. With Drew Brees, you always felt that you had a chance, no matter what the score was, no matter what the circumstances were. You knew that as long as they had minutes on the clock, Drew Brees can deliver. 2006, when everybody was trying to pick up the pieces of their lives, the Saints did something that no other team ever did. They went to the NFC Championship game. And I think that day, we all realized, that year in 2006, I think we all realized that this team was going to be different. The Saints that we once knew were not going to be the Saints that we knew from now on, because we finally had a quarterback. We finally had a quarterback that we can win with. And a couple years later, he led this team to the Super Bowl. He led this team to the Super Bowl, and they won. Like, can you believe that? Can you actually honestly believe, after all those losing seasons, to see the New Orleans Saints actually win a Super Bowl? I mean, I knew I couldn't believe it. I actually had to pinch myself over and over again to actually believe what I saw. But this is what this guy did, man. He put this franchise on his back. And a franchise that was known for having Swagman bags, for Robert bags, Del Shaft bags, Canal Villery bags on your head, he made you take that bag off and let you say to your friends, yes, I'm a Saints fan. Yes, I say who that. This guy gave you confidence in his team. This guy gave you, the ability to hold your head up high and say who that with pride. Drew Brees walks away from the National Football League, to me, as one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. I don't care what the media wants to say. I don't care how they want to spin it. I don't care what they want to compare him to or who they want to compare him to. Drew Brees goes down in history as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And Drew Brees goes down in history as the greatest New Orleans Saint of all time. Drew Brees leaves a legacy behind that, to me, will never go away. Will never be extinguished. The fire, the passion that this guy had us loving his team when he was the quarterback. So I know a lot of people right now are upset. You're probably shedding tears. I feel you. I feel you right now. Like, I don't think that it's crazy. I know people say that, oh man, people get so emotional when it comes to sports, but this guy was New Orleans. This guy was the thing that binded us together. Through the tough times, through the hard times, we knew that we had one thing that we can all be in agreement. No matter if you move to New York, to Colorado, to Los Angeles, to Miami, to Atlanta, to Dallas, to Mississippi, we all had one thing in common. On Sunday, we can all say who that. And we all can be proud to say that we rooted for the black and gold. So for Drew Brees, Godspeed, my friend. Thank you for the moments. Thank you for giving us something to be proud of. Thank you for carrying this team as far as you can bring them, man. And now it's time for us to embark on a new legacy. It's time for us to look to the coaching staff. It's time for us to look to the other guys that have been on this team, that have taken on a leadership role to carry this team. But I tell you this, man, I will never, ever forget number 9. And I will never forget the moments that he gave me as the quarterback of this team. Thank you, Drew. And thank you all for being a part of the State of Saints podcast on this very somber yet joyous episode. You know, this guy gave us everything that he could, man. And I think that's something that we need to remember. And I know that a lot of us were upset with the way the season ended. They left a lot to be desired. But on this day, on this night, at this moment, whenever you're watching this podcast, let's just appreciate the greatness that we saw. And the guy that opened up the doors for a lot of quarterbacks that were undersized to get the opportunity to say, yes, we can play too. So definitely going to the Hall of Fame. That goes without saying. Nobody should ever wear the number 9 jersey ever as long as the Saints are in existence. He should be the first person to have his jersey hanging in the rafters in the Superdome. Even though Archie Manning's jersey, number 8, has never been worn, the number 8 has never been worn. It still hasn't been retired. Drew Brees' name, Drew Brees' number needs to go in the rafters. He is the guy that needs to be the first player to get his jersey retired for the New Orleans Saints. But I'm going to go ahead and read some of your comments, man. And once again, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you so much. Casey says, retire Brees jersey with him and put a statue of Brees in front of the dome. Absolutely. Greatest quarterback Saints ever had. First for a lot of things in the Saints uniform. Even if another comes behind him 20 years from now, Brees is the first. Absolutely. Definitely need a statue outside the Superdome. Definitely needs a jersey to be hanging in the rafters. Drew Brees is New Orleans. And honestly, I would look, this may sound crazy, and I understand that Porter Street has been there for a long time. But I think they need to change the name of Porter Street to Drew Brees, to Drew Brees Avenue. That's what I feel like. The Superdome should reside on Drew Brees Avenue. That's the way I feel. I understand Porter Street. That's where the Superdome is, but they need to change the street name to Drew Brees Avenue. I don't think there would be a Saints fan, a member, a citizen of New Orleans that would dispute that. Juliet says, I'm so emotional too. Thank goodness I'm not the only one. It's crazy. I've been saying he needs to retire since 2019. It's a sad day saying goodbye to like a BFF. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, man, it's one thing to like know that it's going to happen, but then when it actually happens, it's like, wow, like you're so overcome with emotion. But look, the one thing that makes this show what it is the Who Dat Nation. All right, I've said enough in my humble opinion. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the phone lines, and I ask that you keep your comments to a minimum so we can get everybody to share how they feel. I'm opening up the phone lines right now for everybody that wants to call in to express how they feel about Drew Brees, how they're feeling right now. Feel free to do so. I'm putting it down in the comments right now. Thank you to everybody that donates and, to the State of the Saints podcast. Feel free to donate if you want. But feel free to call in if you would like as well. I'm going to read some comments, but I'm also going to give people opportunity to chime in and, say what they have to say about Drew Brees. Once again, just, I ask that you keep it at a minimum because, sometimes the line can get flooded. I have quite a few people that might want to chime in. So, but feel free to comment about Drew Brees. Steve Young says, thank for the memory, Drew. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for the memories. Great memories that he gave New Orleans Saints fans everywhere. All right, we're going to go to Aaron. Aaron, what's going on, man?
Yo, how you doing on this mind twisting of a day, TJ?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, man. Overcome with emotion right now. Definitely is something that we anticipated, but once again, to actually see it and hear it, it's just a whole nother story, man. But I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts about Drew Brees retiring from the National Football League after 20 years?
Man, look, after the divisional round against the Tampa Bay Bucks, and everybody was clamoring for Drew Brees to announce his retirement, I'll admit that I was one of them. I didn't know what was going on. And when that recent video of his workout getting posted, I thought we were going to be in for another ride. But hearing it today, it all makes sense. It started with the restructuring of his contract, and now he went out on his own terms, retiring on a day that he signed with the Saints way back in 2006. It all came around full circle for Brees. He had a successful career. I remember the day he was signed. I was just a little kid just coming out of Harrison Central Elementary School. I was as happy as can be, man. I was excited to see this team get its first Lombardi in 2009.
Yeah.
I saw the frustrations of Drew Brees getting robbed of, MVP in 2011. He threw for over 5,400 yards. For some reason, I went to Aaron Rodgers. I still question it to this day. I seen the life leave his eyes after 2018, but he still persevered. He still wanted to give 110% to this franchise to try and give back what the city and the people gave him. He wanted to give them that second Lombardi before he went out.
All right.
When all that wraps up into a circle, you know what I mean? It's heartbreaking. It's hard. It really is, and that's why I'm just so livid at the Atlanta Falcons official franchise for that tasteless. I'm not even going to get into it, but that tasteless tweet. I'll just say that tasteless tweet. But that's not. We're talking about Drew Brees. My apologies. We're talking about Drew Brees, not the Atlanta Falcons and what they got going on over there. I'll just say this one thing, and I'll let Jerry pour because I see him in the comments. He wants to come on. Drew Brees, you gave this 23-year-old and something to model himself after. You gave me something to live up to. I got through high school because of you. I got through a lot of emotional strife, a lot of anxiety because I got to watch you play on Sundays. I got to watch you on and off the field. There were a lot of haters. There were a lot of national media want to try and dirty your name because you didn't fit, that controversy that brings ratings in a controversial sort. But to me, I don't care what anybody says. You are the GOAT. I don't care what anybody tells me. You can argue what they want. Super Bowls are a team thing. Drew Brees single-handedly put this team on his back. He brought relevancy. He brought a ring. And he brought so many smiles from the time he stepped into that office. So thank you, Drew, for everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you said it very profoundly, Aaron. I really don't have anything much to comment. I mean, I said what I had to say at the opening dialogue. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to express yourself. And thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I think everybody is feeling the same way you do right now. And I want to say thank you, Drew. So, Aaron, thank you for your kind words, man. You take it easy.
All right, TJ, take it easy, brother.
All right, you too. Yeah, man, we're going to go to Daniel. Daniel isn't connected right now. His device isn't connected, so we're going to go to Jerry. Jerry, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing just fine, man. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be a part of the show. Chime in about Drew Brees. Thank you so much, man. The floor is yours. Like I said, going to let everybody get their opportunity. The floor is yours, man. Feel free.
All right, but before I get into the Drew Brees segment, shout out to my guy Aaron that was on there with you. When I heard him mention Harrison Central Elementary, I told him, I say, now if that's in Gulfport, Mississippi, that's where I went to school at. So shout out to Harrison Central. That's my school too, man. If you're correct.
Yeah, man.
And second, I just got a question to ask you, TJ Jones. How about them JSU Tigers?
Oh man, now they look great today, man. They beat up on Mississippi Valley High School, so I mean, they handle their business, man. They're giving you something to be proud of. They definitely giving you something to be proud of, man.
Oh yeah, Primetime know what he's doing up there. I know my dad is happy about that because he too went to Jackson State University as well.
Yeah, man, loving them Tigers right now.
All right, now on to Drew Brees. I'm gonna say this with a good heart.
Mm.
I want to say thank you to Drew Brees for everything he's done, because I know somebody was saying on this day, the same day that he signed with the New Orleans Saints, the
Mm-hmm.
same day, 15 years later, he retired.
Yeah.
They said
Yeah.
they said it's going to happen, and at first I didn't almost believe them. But here
Mm.
we are on the second Sunday of March, 2021, and 15 years later, he's calling it a career.
Right.
So I had to give it to him on that.
Yeah.
But Drew Brees, if you out there, thank you so much, brother. Thank you for everything that you've done for the New Orleans Saints. Not just for the New Orleans Saints, but to the city of New Orleans, the state of Louisiana, the entire Gulf Coast region. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you to you and your family for everything. I mean, I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
anybody say. You are by far, to me, and forever be my quarterback, and like
Mm.
everybody else, my quarterback. Because when you came to the New Orleans Saints, because here's what happened, TJ. I was in the hospital with my grandmother because she was having hip surgery in
Mm-hmm.
Gulfport,
Right.
and when that news broke out that Drew Brees was going to be our newest quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, and when we went 3-0 when they reopened that Superdome, man, everybody was happy. Everybody was rejoicing. I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I never will forget that the year after Katrina, we came
Mm-hmm.
back in on September the 25th, 2006, and you talking about a night to remember. Because everybody was
Mm.
talking about Michael Vick, Michael Vick, Michael Vick. I said they weren't talking. They weren't. That's all they were talking about. But they were
Right.
talking about Drew Brees beating the Atlanta Falcons, and your man Steve Gleason came out of nowhere and brought the dude's punt. And they
Yep.
still got that statue out there outside the Superdome.
Yep. They
Always
do.
gonna be that's always gonna be legendary right there. No, I
Yep.
mean hands down.
Yeah.
But my all time favorite, and I will never forget it, and I still got the poster in my room. Drew Brees in the middle, and with all the other players on there, and it says New Orleans Saints, Super Bowl 44 champions.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I look at it every day, TJ, just to remind how dominant that team was. Because think about it, and think about this, Who That Nation. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, those that are here on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever you at.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out to everybody. Who
Yeah.
that to you. I hope y'all having a blessed day and a blessed week. But this is very legendary to me. It's always going to be legendary to me because think about where we were before Drew Brees came in, TJ. Think about it.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about we had to find
I don't
ways to
need
get.
to. I don't need to think about it. I mean, I remember it very vividly. You know, very. There's some things you don't forget, Jerry. You know that is one of those things. You know.
Yep. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know it's going. I know everybody's saying, "Oh, it's a sad day." I said, "No, don't say that. Don't say it's a
Mhm.
sad. I know it's sad to some, but dude, don't worry about it. Just be thankful. Just be thankful, grateful, and blessed to get to where we are right now. Because
Right.
think about it. Because we weren't. I'm talking about when you say all the time when we weren't winning a damn thing
Man, not a
back then
thing.
until Drew
Not a
Brees
thing.
came up in there. That cause Drew Brees came into New Orleans and changed the whole atmosphere of this team.
Yep.
I mean,
Can't.
hands down.
Yep.
I can't say no more about it because everybody knows what Drew Brees accomplished. Helped us get our first Super Bowl. I mean,
Right.
broke so many records and passing records and touchdowns and everything. I mean, I don't even have to break it down because it's already established. It
Right.
was already established. So,
Yeah.
but so
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean,
I just want to lay that out there, TJ.
thank you so much, Jerry. I really do appreciate you calling in, chiming in, man, about your thoughts about Drew Brees. And like I said, I think a lot of people echo your sentiments, man. You take it easy, brother.
All right. Oh, one other thing. I want to address this. I know somebody else getting ready to come on, but I want to address this real quick. And it's gonna hurt these so-called fans that's trolling Drew Brees. Of course, you know who I'm talking about. These choke Atlanta Falcons. Falcon fans out there, stop it. I know we're a rivalry. Stop it. Stop trolling Drew Brees. Now think about it. If Matt Ryan was retiring the same day as Drew Brees, we would be talking about y'all. Y'all would be talking about us. So if y'all all this negativity about y'all tagging Drew Brees and trolling him, y'all need to stop it right now. We're sick of it.
Man.
I just wanted to get that out there. And I know they was doing that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man, Jerry. Man, I ain't worried about no Falcon fans on this edition. I'm focused on Drew Brees, man. That's the primary focus. That's the focus of the show. You know, we'll talk about some of the other things on the next show, but right now this is a show about Drew Brees. And Jerry, thank you so much for your comments about Drew, man, and call back anytime.
Yes, sir, TJ. And once again, Drew Brees, thank you so much, man. Looking forward to seeing you. Just because you're not finished with football, you mean you're going to do your new job at NBC. We'll still see you down the road, brother.
Yeah, man, no doubt.
So congratulations on 20 years, man.
Yeah.
All right, you too, brother.
Yeah, man. Shouts out to Jerry. Yeah, I'm not concerned about no. Next caller, we're gonna go to Everett, man. Everett, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm not like every Saints fan. Okay, I'm a historian Saints fan, and this hurts, man. When I tell you, you know my passion, about Drew Brees. I'm a little different than other people. I come from the Billy Joe Tolliver era and Billy Joe Hoover, Heath Schuler.
Me too.
I think Saints fans don't understand the heartache, the pain. I started in 1983. I'm a little older. I'll be 46 April the 1st. And I watched the misery. I watched the pain of the Saints fans. I watched the bad, I watched them days of blackouts. We had blackouts. I used to listen on the radio to Buddy D. I used to listen on the radio to Buddy D and all the boys, Bobby, before Bobby Eber, when Bobby Eber lost his teeth against the Philadelphia Eagles, my mother couldn't stand Bobby. She couldn't stand. My mama died. My mom. This will be going on 2 years, and my mother's dead. But she could not stand Bobby either. But I can sit here and tell you this, man. From the day the man signed, one of my most memorable games in 2006 was the Saints going to play the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And all the years, oh my God. When I sit here and tell you that when I saw Drew Brees, I saw a little bit of Joe Montana. And that's just my opinion. Yeah. And when I seen the dominance, the way we went into Cowboy Stadium and Reggie Bush and the boys stopped the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And
they did, man.
Drew Brees never let up ever. I mean, when I'm telling you, people say it's Drew Brees' fault that we didn't win the Super Bowl because of his salary. Well, I could say it's the Saints' fault because they didn't never put a great defense until he got old. Okay? The man has had terrible defenses. And I'm telling you, he has never had the defenses of Tom Brady. And I want you guys to seek that in and realize that Tom Brady had Belichick and Tom Brady had great-minded defensive coaches. No shot at Sean Payton. I love Sean Payton. He's the greatest offensive mind in my opinion. But what Tom Brady was put around with Randy Moss and all the weapons, Drew Brees made guys that were like Gary Henderson. Drew Brees made guys like Marquise Colston, who was a 7th-round pick. When I tell you guys that nobody ever knew of, Willie Snead, Drew Brees made the guys. And we forget that Drew made all the wide receivers. Now, I'm not talking about Michael Thomas now that Drew that lost a step. But that's the first quarterback I see in Saints history where he made everybody. He completed the ball to 7 different receivers. I never seen a guy like him, and he was unselfish. He was great for the city. He represented us as the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, and I hope Jameis can be half of what Drew has been, because Jameis with the crab legs and all that stuff, you got a lot to feel behind the Drew Brees, man. I just want y'all to know that this hurts me. So I thank you, man. You've been calling this. You've been calling this big time, and I can say that you're the most objective podcast guy I have ever seen. You call it down the middle.
I appreciate it,
man.
You
call it down the middle. You're not a biased person. You criticized him. Your criticism of Drew Brees was accurate. You was not just one-sided when it came down to Drew Brees, but you also was fair when it came to Drew Brees. And I appreciate you, my brother, because everybody's not fair. They're not fair. And the way they handle Drew Brees, because of his words, a lot of people. I'm not about all that race stuff. Okay, in football, it's not about race. In football, I played the game. In football, it's called football team, and it's not about black and white. And what Drew Brees done for New Orleans, and because he made that one comment, that second he done it twice about his family, and I want people to understand. I'm gonna get off that just because you raised a certain way, it's up to us to educate other people. I want you to understand that, because everybody has not grew up in your conditions. Mm-hmm. And I will ever be thankful of Drew Brees, man. Yeah. I'm out of here. And thank you, Saints fans. The real Saints fans. The real diehard Saints fans. Thank you, guys, because you guys been with us when it was hard. Come on, TJ. It was hard to be a Saints fan.
What?
I used to get made fun of it, man. Made fun walking around with the 49 shirt. If you got Lil Wayne walking around talking about he's a Packer fan. It was hard being a Saints fan, bro.
It definitely was, man. It definitely was. And he changed the narrative, Eric. But thank you so much, man. Thank you for your kind words. And keep on doing your thing, man, for the baddest sports show in the Deep South. Follow him on Facebook, man. He's doing his thing out there, man. Great content. You take it easy, brother. All right, man. We're gonna move on, man. Everett, spoke profoundly, man. Look, I see some people in the comments, and speaking of comments, since we have people in there, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the like button, man. If you like the show, thank you so much. I appreciate you take the time out just to hit the like button right now. Look, I see some people in the comments, and they talking about, the Falcons. I don't know what happened. I honestly don't care. And I feel like you shouldn't care either. This isn't about them. And I refuse to let people come and hijack the show. I refuse to let people come in and hijack what we're talking about here. We're focused on Drew Brees. That is the focus on this edition of the State of the Saints podcast. And for all those people out there that's talking about it's time to move on, well, look, why don't you move on to another show? Because this is the show about Drew Brees. And I don't know, if people just want to be contrary about it, but this guy gave everything he could to the Saints organization. And some of you probably, been living in prosperity for so long, you tend to forget that. But I did. And I think Drew Brees deserves to have a show where he's the focal point. All the moments and all the things that he did to give us joy and pride, who that nation. So, honestly, if you're not talking about that, I understand that it might cut this viewership in half. If you're going to be here trying to troll, is not the show. Not today. Your comments will not get read. And y'all know me. I read everybody's comments, but I refuse to read somebody's comments that is trying to be a contrarian. I refuse to read the comments of people that are just trying to get their 5 seconds of fame. This is not the show today. Check me out tomorrow, okay? When we probably talking about somebody else and we talking about contracts and what the Saints going to do going forward. But I'm not going to read your comments. So feel free to put anything you want in there. I'm not wasting my time. Who that nation, I ask that you don't even waste your time, because They won't get. This is the last time they will be acknowledged by me on this edition. We're gonna go on the Optimus grind, man. Optimus, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
Man, what's TJ Jones, the host.
Yes, sir.
Wanted to let you know that was a great monologue opening up the show. And I just wanted to echo the sentiments of everybody who's been speaking. And just, first and foremost, just want to thank Drew Brees for what he's done, not only for, Saints fans, but also the city. If you think about where we were before he got here, the Saints weren't good, and I feel like it wasn't like he turned around the franchise or anything like that. He gave the franchise life. He gave the city life after Hurricane Katrina. I mean, just imagine where we would be at now. Like, we probably wouldn't even be this hyped about a football team if we didn't have that success that he brought to the organization and to the city.
True.
And it's way deeper than football. Like today's a day that we celebrate. Just him being so great on so many levels, great at the quarterback position, great at being a father, great at being a husband, like just pure greatness.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep it short. I just want to get that out there and just tell, who that nation that this is a huge loss, a real huge loss. Yeah, we got to keep our head up and, move forward and look forward to the future. But, I mean, I'm thankful for what Drew did for us.
Yeah.
And, he will be missed, for
Absolutely.
sure. Like, if they do not hang his jersey, I probably won't watch football for a while. Like,
yeah.
that would be the ultimate disrespect.
Yeah. It would be. I know that I honestly felt like disrespect was back in the day when you didn't retire Ricky Jackson jersey. Before Drew Brees.
First black, man, first Hall of Fame Saint, and they still ain't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand, like, what more you need to do. Like, yeah, he didn't win a Super Bowl or anything like that, but he was the very first Saint to go to the Hall of Fame. So, I mean, I just don't know how you don't pay respect like that.
Yeah, so, and it's not like honestly, it's not like Saints have so many Hall of Famers. I mean, they just starting to spit them out, and you probably gonna see more if Kamara stay healthy, if Michael Thomas stay healthy, you might see some going down the line. But it's just a few of them. It's like a handful. It's probably not even 5. You think about it. I mean,
I looked that stat up the other day. They got another one. He was a DN, Dempsey, I think, or something like that. Like, it's not a lot. And I mean, those aren't players that came to the Saints and stayed with the Saints. Like, when I was looking at the list, those were players that actually played elsewhere, but then they played for the Saints for a couple of years, and then they list them under the Saints as a Hall of Fame. But I mean, between Ricky Williams and Drew Brees, I mean, those would be 2 good numbers to start with if you're gonna be retiring jerseys, and throwing them up in the Raptors for sure.
Yeah. You mean Ricky Jackson, not Ricky Williams?
I'm sorry. Yeah, Ricky Jackson.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt about it, man. He definitely deserved his name in the rafters, his jersey in the rafters. Nobody should ever wear number 9 ever again. If somebody wear number 9 ever again, something wrong with the Saints organization, I would lose respect for them. But it had to be somebody who won 9 Super Bowls in 10 seasons. I think still then you still can't don't care. Don't care.
First, Drew is prime number 9. That's what I call him.
Exactly. Man, thank you so much for your comments, brother, and call back anytime. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, man. I don't want to see that ever again. I don't want to see Drew Brees' jersey number 9 worn by any other Saints player ever again. There's just certain things that should never be done. I feel like Ricky Jackson nobody should ever wear 57. Willie Rowe, I don't feel like nobody should ever wear 77. Archie Manning, I feel like nobody should ever wear number 8. And that was a business decision. You can make an argument about Archie Manning in some ways, because people tend to, say that he was a really good quarterback, but, the thing about it, he didn't have a really good team behind him. I feel like you can make an argument for somebody wearing number 8 more so than wearing number 9. I think it's of a no consequence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't. Nobody should ever put number 9 on their body as a throwback jersey at this point. Okay, nobody. Period. We're gonna go to Daniel. Daniel, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, what's going on, man? You see, I'm repping it.
Yeah, man. I see you, man. You got the best color rush jersey in the NFL on, man. The Saints color rush. You got the Fleur de Lis hat on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm repping like I'm repping like I got drafted.
All right, man. Yeah, it's certified, man. It's certified like the first and the 15 right now, man. You know. But thank you so much, man. I'm gonna open up just open up the floor to you, man. Feel free to say how you feel, man.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I teared up. I've been a fan since he got there. I'm a big fan of Ricky Williams. I'm a big fan of Torrey Holt, all the receivers. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge fan. It's like breaking up with your girlfriend, man. It's like he go
right.
Don't leave me, girl. Like it hurts, man. It's like man, I've never been one of them people that, you know what I'm saying, when Drew was wrong, he was wrong. I honestly felt like he could have came back another year, but that would have been he just would have been in the way of a Jameis Winston or possibly a Taysom Hill or even going to get somebody else. I think it was time, and I think he didn't want to come back to the fact that he probably wouldn't have been able to play with the Saints. He probably had to go somewhere else, but he wanted to retire as a Saint. Man, that was my guy, man. Like I'll be reading the comments and I see that people and from different fan bases be trying to kill him, and it's like y'all never had a quarterback in y'all organization that can even compare to this man.
Straight up.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And he did everything for the city of New Orleans. I'm not from New Orleans, but I've been a fan since I can remember, man, when I was like 12, 13 years old. And I'm 36 now. Right now, so I want to say thank you, man. If you listen to this show, man, I never got a chance to meet him, but I did see a game where we went to Buffalo and put a hurting on him with my own 2 eyes, and that right there made me believe like this man is for real. Like I'm talking about, he was just dropping dimes everywhere, and for me to be the only fan in that area, they was pissed at me because I was like, let's go, let's go Breeze, let's go Breeze. So they like, man, shut the F up. Like it was just, I mean, like to see him with my own 2 eyes to do his job how the way he did it, man, I was like, man, he the real deal. And that was like 2 years ago. So man, I'm hurting. I teared up a little bit. I said, don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it, Daniel. And it's, I'm a real fan, bro, and I'm still gonna be a fan. Period. I'm black and gold till they put me in the ground. So whatever moves we decide to make after him, it is what it is, man. I wish it's nothing but the best. I know as long as we got Sean Payton, I feel like we're gonna be safe.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel the same
way,
like, man.
Because he knows talent, and he also played the quarterback position. So I believe we're gonna be straight. Yeah. Because we did well when Brees was hurt for the last 2 seasons. And I think if we go ahead, I mean, with him retiring now, that means more than likely they're going to re-sign Winston.
Yeah, they're working on it right now, man. They're working on it right now. So,
and I believe in Winston. Believe it or not, I mean, because just think, even though he didn't play as much, he didn't throw no picks for us.
Yeah.
He didn't throw no picks for us. He didn't go 30 for 30 with us. So
yeah.
So that's a start.
That's a level of optimism that we all need right there. But look, they're working on it right now, man. Look for him to get a contract kind of similar to that of a Cam Newton out there in New England. But they're working on it right now, man. Y'all should hear something pretty soon. So that's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? Like from the people I know.
Right. But I believe in Winston, man. I think he can get it done. Yeah. And but with that being said, man, hey, I want to tip my hat to you, man, for doing a podcast, man. You doing a hell of a job, man.
Now I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man. And feel free to call back anytime, man. We do a show quite often, and definitely during the season, man. Looking forward to you out in Buffalo. You said?
Not Dayton, Ohio.
Okay, Dayton, Ohio. Okay, I was gonna say, man, I know the Saints got
I drove to New York.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I know they got to play the Bills this year, so I was like, okay, but I think that's gonna be a home game for the Saints. But nevertheless, man, I appreciate you repping the Who Dat Nation out there in Ohio, man. I mean, like, they got the Bengals out there, they got Cleveland doing big things now. You know what I'm saying?
About the Bengals.
They
got their quarterback injured.
Yeah, man, but still, man, I mean, look, there's a lot to be optimistic about in that area. So thank you so much for repping for the Who Dat Nation, man. Call back anytime.
Thank you, TJ.
All right, take it easy. Yeah, man, thank you to Daniel out there in the great Midwest representing for the Who Dat Nation out there in Ohio. And right now, before we go any further, got to let everybody know that the State of the Saints podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped is the official sponsor of the State of the Saints podcast. And as you all know, in a couple of days coming up is St. Patrick's Day. And St. Patrick's Day is a great day for a lot of people out there. You know, if you feel like you're getting lucky or you're going to get lucky, you want to make sure that you're well groomed. Everybody know, I mean, we got some female viewers and listeners of the State of the Saints podcast. They'll tell you they love themselves a well-groomed man. And manscaped.com is the official place for all of your male grooming needs. Okay, so check it out, manscaped.com. Use the promo code State of Saints. That's all one word, State of Saints. You'll save 20% on any item that you purchase on manscaped.com. And there's also free international shipping to all of my people that are listening around the world. So you don't have to worry about no huge fees or anything like that. I recommend the Lawnmower 3.0. That is a hair trimmer. And it works really well, man. So once again, if you're feeling lucky, you want to get yourself well groomed, you want to look nice for your lady, manscaped.com, use the promo code State of Saints, save 20%, no matter how much you spend. All right. All you got to do is use that promo code, save 20%. But let's go ahead and go forward. Let's go ahead with Charles King 3. What's going on, Charles?
Going on, TJ? What's going on with you, man?
Man, nothing much, man. How you been?
Hey, how are you, man?
Man, I'm doing just fine, man. Talking Drew Brees on this edition. What you got to say?
The only quarterback to ever be on the Madden franchise for the Saints. Madden 11. I remember doing those Madden moments on Madden, trying to repeat the Saints Super Bowl year.
Yeah, man.
The hardest thing you ever do. Yeah, ready for punt return. You know? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Drew, my boy right there, you know what I'm saying? I love, watching him. From the time I was 5, 6 years old watching the Saints until I was, old enough to really know what's going on.
Yeah, man.
Seeing how he was, Every Henderson, Meacham, Pierre Thomas, Foles, all the different dudes he's been throwing the ball to. Now we got Kamara and Thomas. Before them, Lance Moore, and the list goes on and on, So I'm glad to see Drew Brees finally able to rest and give it his all to enjoy his family and kids and everything, and just continue to do what he's doing because it's important time to get that break.
Yeah, man.
All you got is
yeah, man. Just wanted to show everybody, man. Yeah, we got it up in here, man. The man when Drew Brees was on the cover right here, Yeah, man. We got it up in here.
Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, but Charles, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, look, you're young. I mean, in growing up, I mean, most of your life, that's all you saw with Drew Brees, man. But it wasn't always like that. And the fact that he gave us so many great moments. But let me ask you this, Charles. What is one of the greatest Drew Brees moments to you? What's your one that stands out among the rest?
Okay. I'm gonna have to go back to it was when a screen pass he did to Pierre Thomas. That was particularly what season was? I think it was either the 2011 or Super Bowl season that he did. And that was crazy. I think who was it against? It might have been against Carolina. If I'm not mistaken, it was Carolina.
Yeah, man, you talk about P.L. Thomas. I mean, take your pick, man. I mean, that man was the best screen runner in the game. You know, like you talk about P.L. Thomas with the screen, like shoot, like, I mean, which one?
Yeah, and you can't forget Reggie with his backflip screens he did from Drew, like crazy,
man.
you know. It was his rookie year when he had did a type of they was down by 14 and they tried to come back in the game.
Yeah, against the Bears, man, the NFC Championship game. Yeah, when he did that front flip, when he hit that 80-yard touchdown. Yeah, man.
It was like, yo, it was exciting to see, you know, it was very exciting to see.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, you know, just getting into football, like really getting into it just back then. Seeing all that happen. And then when seeing him break the record, you know, with Traquan Smith, I was like, man, that was a good, amazing accomplishment for him because people sleep on the Saints. The media sleeps on the Saints so much, man. They only give respect to Drew Brees when he break a record or something. Other than that, all I hear is Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Everybody knows him. And it's like, this man has been a model of consistency for the past, 15 years since he's been in the league with the Saints. You know what I'm saying? Like, every year you couldn't say he had a down year. I mean, other than years he got hurt. But it wasn't a down year anyway because he still was, you know, putting up good numbers despite his injuries. So it's like, this man gets so consistent. Like the NFL is Iron Man, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you not respect that? You know what I'm saying? And respect what he did for the Saints.
Yeah, you definitely got to respect it. You know, I think any real, true NFL fan, like, you ain't even got to be a fan of the Saints. You know, you got to respect the man and what he's done for the organization. So that's just the way I feel about it. But Charles, thank you so much, man, for your comments. Call back anytime, man.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate that.
All right, take care. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Charles. I mean, young buck out here, man. That's all you remember is Drew Brees. All you remember is Drew Brees winning, man. Like, shoot. Me, at the age of 34, I can remember some of those not so great moments, man. Not so great. We're going to go on to Flex. Flex, what's going on, man?
What's happening with you, TJ? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. We talking Drew Brees.
Trust me, I know, brother. I had to be on. Listen, I haven't watched for a little minute, but I knew today I had to make sure I logged in and got on to hear the State of the Saints podcast because this is a special day. We celebrating our greatest quarterback to ever lace him up in his franchise history.
Yep.
So I had to come and pay my homage, pay my respect. And you were talking to the last caller about his favorite Saints memories. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You can take the whole 2011 season outside of the NFC NFC divisional round, and that's my favorite moment. That's when we made a statement as a franchise. I mean, 09 winning the Super Bowl, of course, but in 11 we showed that we were still a stable, great franchise. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that whole season was magical itself. That damn Davis, man. I got to chill out thinking about it. But, that whole season.
Yeah.
That whole season was amazing, man. Drew Brees, he's been everything the city needed in a quarterback for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, man, you remember the past, bro. We sucked.
Yeah. Man.
We sucked. Bobby Abel, Billy Joe Tolliver, Bobby, everybody who had the Billy Joe behind the name of the Bobbies and all of them, they weren't even close to what we got with Drew, man.
Man, not at all.
TJ, man, I'm glad you're doing this show to pay respect to Drew because eventually, people come back to these videos and later on down the line, and then, he's gonna want to know what you're thinking about during this day because he's going down in NOLA history, man. This man is not gonna die. His legend ain't gonna die. That's how big of a legend you have in New Orleans.
Yep.
So, just to be able to say. Thank you for your service, Drew Brees. Thank you for what you did for the city. Thank you what you did for the fans, what you did for the franchise. Man, I can go all day, TJ. I just really wanted to call in and give my respect to Drew Brees on your platform because this is a special day for me, and I'm going to bookmark this one because I'm going to want to look back at it 5 years from now.
Yeah, man, no doubt about it. I mean, this is definitely going to be one of those shows that I definitely keep very sacred and definitely keep in the archives, man. Because 5 years from now, we all know it's inevitable that he's gonna end up in Canton. No doubt
Yes,
about
indeed. Yes, indeed, man. I'm just hoping for the best for the franchise, man. I hope we make the right moves this upcoming draft. And I hope we're going to be good. Like the other caller said before, we're going to be great, man. We're going to be okay as long as we got Sean Payton. But that's a big void to fill at quarterback, even for Jameis. James has all the talent and arm talent in the world, but you got to come with it mentally, with your leadership. With not only that, you're on and off the field. Period. Right. He got to come with it. That's hard shoes to step in, and we don't want him to be Drew Brees. But you can't not be Drew. You can't not be any worse than Drew Brees. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that if we're comparing him to Drew Brees, or we're looking at him, in the light of Drew Brees, I feel like that'd be unfair to Jameis because they're two different entities.
Yes.
He set the bar so high. Like they got a saying, it's never good to be the man after the man. It's always good to be the man after the man after the man. You know what I'm saying? Because the man after the man is always being compared to your greatness. The one after that, is the guy that, thank God he gone. You know what I'm saying? So, so he definitely has some big shoes to fill. If Jameis decides to go another route and they send somebody else here, they're going to have some big shoes to fill. But nevertheless, I embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Like I embrace it. I think we all need to embrace it. I think we all need to embrace the change that is going to take place in this organization and trust the process, man. And I understand that people are scared of the unknown. You know what I'm saying? That holds a lot of people back. You know what I'm saying? The fear of the unknown. But look, I embraced it. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't embrace change, I wouldn't be in South Carolina right now. I wouldn't be on the radio, and I definitely wouldn't be talking to great people like you, man, if I ain't taking a chance. So we got to take that chance, Flex. So appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
You too, man. Have a good one, man.
All right, you too, man. Take it easy. Yeah, man, we got to embrace it. You got to embrace change, man. Sometimes change is good. Like sometimes we don't know what's on the other side of that door. We don't know. I don't know. You don't know. But I'm not going to go and poo-poo it automatically. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just say, oh, God, the sky's falling. Oh, it's the worst thing ever. We ain't never going to find another Drew Brees. You know what? You're absolutely right. We'll never find another Drew Brees. So let's just find another quarterback to build his own legacy, to create his own lane. As long as we continue to compare the next person to Drew Brees, they'll never be up to the standard. Never. So let's just embrace this change. Let's embrace the process. The sooner we do that, the better. And let's just hope for the best. Let's go to Daryl. Daryl, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, TJ, what's up, man? The host.
Yes, sir.
Hey. First of all, man, it is just an honor for me to be a part of something so great as Drew Brees.
Yeah.
And some of the other callers has talked about the greatest moment. I think my greatest moment was when they were hoisting the Lombardi. He grabbed his kid.
Mm-hmm.
TJ, I grabbed my kids. Because that was one of the greatest moments, man, that I can remember. Yeah. And, I mean, it's making me emotional because I was emotional then.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy was such an amazing person. Not just a quarterback, man. He was an amazing person. And he was never too big for the opportunity. Yep. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest things that I love about Drew Brees, I've heard other quarterbacks that were compared to, well, they didn't have a good receiving cast and they didn't have a good core around them. Drew Brees played with anybody they gave him. Yep. And that's what made him great. Yep. And regardless to the range that TB has, man, Drew never complained about what he had around him. And what he had around him, he still threw for 5,000.
Yep.
He still threw for 4,000. It didn't matter.
Yep.
And that's one of the greatest things that I remember. It didn't matter who lined up.
Yep.
They wanted to play for Drew. I mean, if I could have got out there, I would have felt the same way, man. I want to play for Drew
Right.
because Drew made you feel like that when he hit the field.
Yep.
And that's one of the greatest moments and the greatest thing that I remember about Drew, man. Anybody that hit the field that played receiver made you want to play for Drew. And second, I embrace the change. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen.
Look, man, the guy gave everything that he had, Daryl. Everything that he had. Just every drop of passion that he had, he dropped on his team. And when he realized that he couldn't give that same passion, he walked away. I mean, what more respectful way to leave the game can you get? You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy gave everything that he had, and when he realized that he couldn't give you any more, he left. And, so I am embracing it. Like I said, I'm embracing it. I appreciate the things that Drew Brees has done. And anybody that's talking about, the shortcomings and all that kind of stuff there, look, we all wish that we could have had multiple Super Bowls. But I tell you what, in 2009, that guy did something I thought I would never see the New Orleans Saints do. And he legitimized this franchise. The fact that we can sit up here and actually have shows and criticize this, like to a point, the way that we do as Saints fans, is because of him.
Right.
Like, seriously. Right. Like, how happy were you on Sunday that the Saints just got to win before he got here? Like, you were just happy they won. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, they won? You know what I'm saying? You shocked. The fact
I remember the times that we will be winning in the first, second, and third quarter and lose the fourth quarter.
Yes.
You remember the days?
Yes. Something always zany happened. Something always just like, just the lucky rabbit foot slip out your pocket or something. I don't know what the heck went on, but all I know is the fact that we can build platforms like the State of the Saints podcast and some of these other platforms, and people can debate what we actually need instead of back in the day where we hope we can get somebody to come through here. So we hope, we knew if you had like somebody like Reggie White, like when he was a top free agent back in '94 when he left the Eagles and went to the Packers, we knew he went nowhere in the number. We knew he wasn't coming.
Nowhere in the conversation.
But now it's like we can like see free agents and be like, man, there's a possibility, pending a cap, that they'll want to come here because they want to play for Drew Brees. So I mean, it's a great. It's just such great moments that he gave us, and he legitimized his franchise. And I don't want anybody ever to forget that. Like, bump all this woulda, shoulda, coulda. We could have had this, that, and the third. The guy legitimized his franchise. He made you proud. So put that black and gold and that fleur-de-lis on your hat, on your shirt, on your wind pants, your shoes, whatever. He made that. He put that pride inside of you. So, Daryl, thank you so much, man. Thank you for your time, and I really do appreciate you calling in, man.
Who that, my man?
Yeah, who that? Take care. Yeah, I mean, that's the truth. Like, anybody that's out here just nitpicking and talking about what he didn't do, fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm not going to take that away from you, but this is not the place, the time, okay? We can nitpick and talk about that stuff later on down the line. What we need to do right now is to appreciate the greatness that Drew Brees was as the Saints quarterback. Some people want to sit up here and talk about, I'm not talking about Jameis Winston. I ain't talking about Taysom Hill on this show here on this edition. I'm not talking about that on this edition because all that stuff, we got plenty of time to talk about. We got plenty of time to talk about Taysom Hill's contract, Jameis, if the Saints going to sign him, what the Saints going to do going forward. I don't want to talk about those things. We'll save that for another show. We're going to do a show tomorrow. We can talk about all those things. We can talk about Drew on top of Drew Brees retiring. But right now, it's about number 9. Okay, so that's what the focal point is. I'm gonna go to Glenn. Glenn, what's going on? How you doing?
What's down with you, bro? How you doing, man?
Man, how you doing, Glenn?
I'm doing good, man. Just going through it, man. It's a tough day, man. It's a tough day for any Saint fan, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. I think everybody a little blue right now, man.
Man, crazy thing is, man, my father here, I mean, he painted the Saints field for 20 years, bro. Like since they got in the dome, he painted it all the way till he died. And he said that the Saints would never win a Super Bowl in his lifetime. He died the summer before the Saints won the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I when I graduated high school, I went to work for the Dome. I started painting the Saints field as well.
Wow.
And I used to be there doing Saints game. I see Drew. He changed everything, man. I remember when he won the Super Bowl, they wouldn't even let us out of school, man. Our parents was letting us go to school and then come and check us out just because they didn't want to cancel school. And I remember us going downtown and seeing Drew hosting Lombardi on Canal Street, man. I never forget it. It's cold as hell in New Orleans. We were still out there. Everybody, the city. We couldn't believe it. It was different. Yeah. We went through hell, man. I remember running through my house when the laterals in Jacksonville happened, man, and then John Cornyn missed the field.
Oh my God, bro! Oh my God, dude! Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
I remember everything, man. And for us to get one of my daddy friends, he a diehard Raiders fan. Mm-hmm. So he knew Drew coming from San Diego, and he told everybody, he said, y'all got a hell of a quarterback. Before Drew even took one snap, and everybody was like, nah, he got hurt. Nobody could have expected this, man. This man did everything. Yeah. Like we knew Sunday. It don't matter defense, whatever went wrong. We knew Drew, as long as number 9 was back there, we got a chance, man. We was stepping. Yep. It didn't matter who was in front of us. We go get it. They talk about Tom Brady, but they don't talk about when Drew made him quit in 09. When they made Belichick take him out the game before the fourth quarter even started. They don't talk about all that. See, and they don't. And Drew never point the finger, but we is. It took them to get Drew a team till he was 40, man. If they get Drew a team when he was throwing 46 and 14, when he was throwing 46, 30, man, we win 3, 4, 5 Super Bowls. They don't talk about that, man. And that's why, man, look, it is what it is. My dog, he did it. They're going to hang his jersey in the rafters. He need a statue. Man, we love Drew, man. That's my dog even named after Drew, man. It's crazy, man. Look, that's Drew the GOAT, man. Look, we'll never forget him, man. He ain't never going nowhere. As long as I'm breathing, his legacy going to live on with me, man. I can't do nothing about it else, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, look, great words right there, man. I mean, you get a close eye view, man, of things that we see on television, man, to be able to, to paint those lines, man, to be in between those lines and, to experience that, man, to know that magic is going to take place the day after, or, that you create these lines, So, Drew Brees, he going to be missed, man. No doubt about it. Anybody that is a Saints fan, a true Saints fan that got a problem with Drew Brees and, talking about goodbye, I question your fandom because you got to be high or, drunk or, on some perp or, I don't know what you've done. I don't know what's going on.
A lot of them don't know football, man. A lot of them don't know football, man. And I remember they don't even let us in the Saints locker room like that. But we went in the Saints locker room, and I remember everybody was in there. We wanted to take a picture just in front of Drew Brees' locker, man, just to see his name on top the plate. Like, that's Drew. Like, this Drew Brees, man. Right. Like, he the New Orleans legend, man. He ain't from New Orleans, but that's the adoptive son, man. He more of a New Orleans legend than Peyton Manning. And I love Peyton Manning, but that's Drew, man. Drew run that.
I mean, look, I stand by this. If Drew was to get into politics, he wanted to run for mayor tomorrow, he'll win in a landslide. Definitely. They don't know nothing about politics. Easy. So I mean, that guy is New Orleans. He became New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he was the thing that drew everybody back there. Once everybody started to get displaced, couldn't make it back there, probably decided to rebuild their home somewhere else, in another part of Louisiana or Mississippi area. He drew us all back there. You know what I'm saying? Rather you from the 9th Ward, the 8th Ward, all of us, you know what I'm saying, like started reminiscing, sitting on that couch in the 8th Ward, sitting on that couch in the 9, the 17, you know what I'm saying, the 3rd Ward, wherever you from.
Man.
He took, you know what I'm saying, you were from there on Sunday, dog. He was, that's what it is.
Man, that he raised us, man. I was what? I'm 26 now. He signed when I was 11. Drew was the my whole life, man. Like I don't know. I know Saints football before then because I've been a fan since I was a baby. Coming out the womb, I was a Saints fan. But I remember life before him. And I can't tell people, like I tell people, all y'all that's saying good riddance and all that nonsense, y'all gonna see. And I hope James and them good. I got faith in them because our team good regardless of who had quarterback. But y'all gonna see the difference. All y'all that say that, I can't wait to hear y'all say them same words. Man, I miss Drew Brees. And then I'm gonna throw it back in y'all face. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Y'all shut up. I don't want to hear none of that. Y'all was happy when he was gone. Y'all was talking bad about him.
Yeah, but I mean, look, they're gonna miss him regardless, man. I mean, rather they was upset about the way he played, or they felt like somebody else would be a alternative. They still gonna miss Drew when they're all said and done. Glenn, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the call, man.
Keep doing your thing, man. Have a blessed day.
You too, man. Shout out to Glenn, man, and shout out to my guy Brandon. Brandon, I seen him in the chat, man. Brandon actually works in the Superdome as well, man. So this man all at the national championship. I mean, he be at the Smoothie King Center for the Pelican games, and so shouts out to Brandon, man. I know he was there early. I don't know if he's still here. That was a while ago, but yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these comments, then we're gonna get up out of here, man. And thank y'all so much for those that called in. Thank you for those that spoke so profoundly and so passionately about Drew Brees. Let's go ahead and start with Nolan. So Nolan says, TJ, what part of South Carolina are you in? I'm currently located in South Carolina. I'm in Columbia. I'm in Myrtle Beach. I stay in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, man. So I've been here for about 4 years. About 4 years now. Crazy. Been there 4 years. Time flies. This feels like a homegoing service, but New Orleans style homegoing. One that focuses on celebrating and appreciating more than sadness. Yeah. I mean, that's what this is about, man. That's what this is about. You know, it's about remembering Drew Brees for who he is, man, and what he represented. You know, I said I didn't want nothing to take away from this show here on this edition. All right, I didn't. Who that kid? 901. Thank you very much for the $100, man. Thank you so much. Says thank you, Drew Brees. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Hashtag thank you, Drew, man. That needs to be, that trending. I'm pretty sure that it is. But thank you, man. Thank you so much for the $100 donation, man. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for helping keep the lights on here at the State of the Saints podcast, and for all those that donate. Thank y'all so much as well, man. Philip says, hey, TJ, can you please send me the phone number to your State of the Saints podcast video call and show and shout out to Drew Brees for being the best quarterback in Saints history. I've been a Saints fan since 1975, and I'm still a true Saints fan. This Philly Phil, man. What's going on, Philly Phil, man? I appreciate it. I'm going to have to wrap it up. For those that know, man, I'm going to have to, roll up out of here. Going to have a show tomorrow morning. For those that didn't call in, want to call in, feel free to do so. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing the show. So if you didn't get a chance to say what you have to say about Drew, tomorrow morning, we're going to kick it back off. And then we're also going to be talking about, life after. Okay, we're going to be talking about life after Drew Brees because, some people want to talk about it. I just didn't feel like this was the show to talk about that. We're celebrating Drew right now. LMAO, the Truth Hurts. Thank you very much for the $5. Says, what up, TJ? I really wish we could have gotten Drew Brees his second reign before he retired. Yeah, I mean, that's an unfortunate thing. When things come to an end, we're always wondering what if. We always have those what ifs, but look, I'm not concerned about the what ifs. This team is still going to go on without Drew Brees. There's still opportunity for the Saints to actually hoist that Lombardi. Unfortunately, Drew Brees won't be the quarterback, but look, I don't think Drew Brees has any regrets. Drew Brees brought a Super Bowl to a snake-bitten franchise. To me, that was worth those 7 Super Bowls, that Tom Brady has, in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says, because I didn't think in my lifetime that I would see Drew Brees, that I would see the New Orleans Saints hoist the Lombardi Trophy. I'm serious. That meant more to me than any of the Super Bowls that Tom Brady may have brought to New England, because even though New England didn't successfully win a Super Bowl, they still went. Okay, they still went. when they went up against the Chicago Bears inside the Superdome, and they still went when they took on the Green Bay Packers in the 90s. So even though, Tom Brady was, got them all of their Super Bowls, they still went. This team didn't sniff a Super Bowl. You couldn't hear a Super Bowl. You couldn't taste a Super Bowl because that team was not good at all. Okay, they were not good. Okay, so Drew Brees legitimized his franchise. So I just want to make that very, very clear. Okay, those Super Bowls to me meant, man, 1 million Super Bowls. 1 million. Drew is the greatest quarterback ever. I'm going to miss Drew Brees on Sunday. Yeah, me too, man. But pretty sure you're going to be able to catch him on Sunday on NBC, man. I don't know if he's going to be in a booth or he's going to be doing something, inside the studio, something that, with Mike Tirico and them. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing Drew Brees' life after football. Man, TJ brother, been a season ticket holder for over 10 years. Now been to plenty. I really want to cry. Look, I don't want anybody. Look, I understand how people may feel. They try to make you feel bad about being a sports fan and showing emotion. Man, bump all that. Like when you invest in something, your time, your energy, your passion, you know what I'm saying, your money. It's okay to shed some tears when, when something happens that that team or that player, like if something was to happen to them, rather they retire, rather, they win a championship, it's all right. Look, everybody is up here too hard for themselves and too all swole up, and I'm a G and I'm a gangster and I'm all this. Like, look, man, save all that tough talk, for whatever. Like, what really bothers me when people are like, no, I don't shed no tears. Well, you ain't human, dog. You ain't human. I ain't just talking about for this situation. I'm talking about any situation. But if you're a sports fan and you invest your time and your energy in a franchise, in a team, in a player, and you watch this guy give you all these great moments, and that person leaves or retires, it's okay to shed some tears. It's okay. I can care less. I can care less what anybody thinking right now. All you too cool for school, too hard for yourself type people, I envy you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even envy you. I feel sorry for you. That's the word. I feel sorry for you. Because ain't nothing wrong with shedding no tears. If I'm sad or something is really bothering me, I'm going to show emotion. That shows the human side of you. I don't know where this whole, not showing emotion thing come from. It's okay to show passion. So if you're upset about Drew Brees retiring, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. And don't let nobody else make you feel like there is, because they're not. Brandon says, just had a funeral yesterday. Buried my aunt, and Drew Brees retiring feels like 2 funerals back to back. Sad for him because of how his career ended. Coaching staff and GM failed Brees, especially on defense. Look, Brandon, I feel like, once again, Drew Brees is walking away with no regrets. I don't feel like he has any regrets. That's just my humble opinion. And look, we can talk about the what ifs, but I'd rather celebrate the man. I'd rather celebrate the man, because the media would tell you that your legacy is defined by Super Bowls. The media would tell you that your legacy is defined by going toe-to-toe with the opposing quarterback that is supposed to be your peer. The media tells you that, if you're throwing for these many yards inside of a dome, it don't matter. The media tells you that, if you play for this particular team, you ain't getting no attention, nobody cares. But this guy is New Orleans. I don't care what anybody says. This guy made this franchise. I can care what the media talking about, and I know what they're going to do tomorrow. I know how they're going to talk about him. They're going to talk about him in a light as if anybody else can do what he did. They're going to talk about, he played inside of a dome and well-controlled conditions. They're going to try to compare him to Aaron Rodgers. They're going to try to compare him to Peyton Manning. They're going to try to compare him to Tom Brady. They're going to try to compare him to Patrick Mahomes and all these other quarterbacks that came through around his generations. But me personally, as a fan, as a member of the Who Dat Nation, as the host of the State of the Saints podcast, I can give not a damn, because now one of those people without some notes in their hand or a producer that's feeding them information in their ear can tell you a damn thing about this team. They don't watch it. They don't invest in the team. They don't know what this team came from. They don't know the emotion that this team gives to this fan base. So personally, all they doing is doing this for clickbait, ratings, and a little bit of extra money in their paycheck. As for me, I'm a Saints fan through and through, and I know for sure what New Orleans meant, what Drew Brees meant to the city of New Orleans. I know what the Saints were before he even got here, and I know for a fact that I've seen mediocrity after mediocrity from different teams, mediocre quarterback play, this team, that team. You look at the Miami Dolphins, you look at the Buffalo Bills, you look at the Raiders, you look at all these different teams who had opportunities that whiffed on draft pick, that whiffed on free agents. So miss me with that stuff about anybody and everybody can do what Drew Brees has done. Drew Brees came in 6 foot tall, undersized, with a lot of passion, full of pea and vinegar. And y'all know the P word I'm talking about. And he aligned himself with a really good play caller. But I don't care what play caller you have. I done seen some great play callers, and they can't get that quarterback that they have to throw. They couldn't hit water in a boat, okay? They couldn't hit water on a diving board. Drew Brees, along with Sean Payton, with Drew Brees' drive, determination, and his will to be great, legitimize the franchise. And I can care less what the media has to say. And if the media can't respect this man for the greatness that he gave us, the moments of greatness that he showed, the numbers that he put up statistically, and recognize this man as an all-time great, well, the only thing I can say is the media can kiss each and every one of our asses in a Who Dat Nation. And y'all know I really don't go there, but that's just the way that I feel. If you don't want to respect this man and give this man his comeuppance and give this man his appreciation and give this man his flowers while he's still living and acknowledge this man as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and you got to make things all controversial, kiss our ass. It's just as simple as that. And I'll just leave on that note right there. Thank y'all so much for being a part of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for those that chimed in. Thank you for those that called in. And once again, on tomorrow, we'll go a little further, man. We'll talk about life after Drew Brees. We'll talk about the quarterback situation. We'll talk about Taysom Hill's new contract and what the Saints have to do in order for them to be formidable in the NFC South. And for those that didn't get an opportunity to chime in, to call in, feel free to do so tomorrow. We'll have the phone lines open for a while, and we'll talk about some of the things that are New Orleans Saints. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a press conference probably tomorrow to make it official from Drew Brees. But once again, Drew Brees, thank you for the moments. Thank you for the good times. Thank you for the comebacks. Thank you for the Lombardi Trophy. Thank you for making us feel like champions each and every Sunday. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast, and we have previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Anchor FM. And thank you for those that are tuning in on the State of the Game podcast, as well as my personal Facebook page. Thank y'all so much, and really do appreciate your time. Till next time, all I got to say is thank you, Drew.